What is going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Living Free channel. My name is Tyler Freed, and in today's video, I am in the back roads of Wisconsin. I am on US 18, just west of Madison, Wisconsin. I'm headed up to Neenah, Wisconsin, and I pick up a load that heads to Las Vegas, Nevada. So I got a load out of Salt Lake City over here to Wisconsin, and I pick up a load out of Wisconsin back west, and I'm going to Las Vegas. So I'm kind of excited about that because I'm getting to take a route that I haven't been before, and that is through Denver on I-70, past Denver on I-70 through parts of Colorado, a lot of the Rocky Mountain parts of Colorado, and also Utah. And I cut over to I-15, which drops down to Las Vegas, Nevada. So I'm really hoping that the weather holds up in the mountains, because I would love to do some videos to where you can see some of the scenery, because I know it is going to be very beautiful up there. And I'm just hoping the weather holds up, like I said, because whenever it's snowing or whatever up in the mountains, it's really hard to see all of the scenery around you, just because it's so cloudy and foggy and things like that. So that's what I'm hoping for on this next trip. Nice long run. It's about a 1,900 mile run from where I'm picking up in Neenah, Wisconsin, over to Las Vegas. And overall, it's about a 2,200 mile trip overall, deadhead and loaded miles. So that's what I love about being all 48, is the fact that you have the ability to get loads like this. I mean, this load is going to consume my entire week. Really, it is. And like the load I just delivered is going to go on the same payroll week as the one I'm getting that's going to Vegas. So I'm going to end the week with like 3,400 miles, and that's a really good week for a company driver a solo company driver to hit 3,400 miles within a pay period. So, and for all the people, I made videos about this before, but you know, answering questions about Crete and just responding to some comments. Look, if you're a runner, you're going to get the freight, you're going to get the loads. And I think it's that way at most trucking companies. It's not just Crete that's like that. I mean, you got to think about it. How does a trucking company make money? They make money by moving freight. They get paid to move loads. That's how they make money. So they want to give loads, as many loads as possible, to their drivers. It's common sense. The more money you're making, it's not a zero-sum game. Trucking in the world is not a zero-sum game. The more money you're making, the more money the company is making. If you have a week where you're hitting 3,000 miles, 3,200 miles, you're making that company a lot of money. You are. And you're also lowering the cost of that company by running that many miles. They love runners. Your dispatcher is going to love somebody who likes trucking, because they know they'll run anything. They're not going to complain. That's the major thing. And I'm going to make a point in this video, because I have a lot of time. Whenever you're a solo OTR truck driver, whether you're all 48, or even if you just do a region of the country, but you're pretty much out, 2+ weeks at a time. You have a lot of time to sit there and contemplate and think about life. Think about your situation, the country you live in situation, the world you live in. And I just noticed that people spend the majority of their time, I noticed the majority of people, maybe not the people that watch my channel, because we're different. The people that follow me, they're different. We see eye to eye. That's why I always get positive comments, positive feedback, because the people that are listening to what I'm saying share the same outlook on life. And I like that. That's what I love about doing this channel, is it's allowed me to connect with people that see things the way I see it. Maybe not exactly. Nobody's going to ever really see things exactly the same way, but you at least understand that, hey, you got to take personal accountability in your life in every situation. And like I was saying at the beginning of the video, talking about Crete, look, if you're a runner, that's personal accountability. Hey, I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to hustle. I'm going to run hard. I'm going to run any load they give me. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to communicate. I'm going to would I have to do to make my money at whatever XYZ company I'm at? If I'm an owner-operator, then that's a totally different part of this business, yes. But that doesn't matter, because still the same hustle, the same, mentality applies whether you're in business for yourself or you're working for somebody else. It doesn't matter. And I've made a video about you need to approach trucking with the mindset, whether you're company or owner-op, that you are working for yourself. Because as a company driver, you're paid commission. You're paid based on your performance. So you really are working for yourself. Yeah, you're a W-2'd employee, technically, but you're getting paid commission. You're getting paid for the work that you get done. And if you're lazy, you're going to make way less money than the person who's not lazy. And that's the fact of this business. That is the fact. That is the fact of any commission-based job, business. Doesn't matter. If you're paid hourly, it doesn't really matter what I'm talking about. If you're paid a salary, it really doesn't matter. I still think you should work hard. I think that's the right thing to do. But it doesn't really matter. If you're paid commission, though, everything is based on your performance, your habits, and trucking will tell you a lot about yourself. If you're with a company that is all 48, if you're with a company that has unlimited freight, Crete has 4 loads that they turn down for every load that they have. In other words, they have an overabundance of loads. So if you want to run the truck until the wheels fall off, you can do that here at Crete. And many other big companies, even some mid-sized companies, have situations like that. They do. And like I said, they want you to run until the wheels fall off. They want that. Why? Because it makes them a lot of money. The drivers that are hitting all the bonuses and all the incentives that these companies offer you, those are the drivers that are making the company the most money, and also lowering the cost of that company because they run so efficiently. So the point I'm going to make in this video is, since it's Monday that I'm dropping this video, and if you see it after the day I drop it, that's totally fine. But the point I want to make is take personal accountability in whatever you do, okay? If you're in debt, nobody forced you to go into debt. However, you can't change the past. If you're in a bad situation, if you're old, you're young, you're a female, you're a male, you're this, you're that, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you start, it matters where you finish. It doesn't matter if your trucking career started out bad for the first couple of years, but you discover good content, good things that will change your mindset about your future and say, look, I'm actually in a good situation. Trucking isn't that bad. I'm just not looking at all the good opportunities that this industry provides me. And you can do that with anything that you do. It's not just trucking. But your mentality is going to dictate your future, period. The election we just had, I know that people get ruffled whenever you talk about, hey, the politicians aren't going to change your life. They're not. I don't care if your side won or lost. They're not going to fix your life. None of them are going to fix your life. None of them. That's the reality of this world. And I had to learn that at a very young age, that all of that is nothing but a sideshow. All of it is a smokescreen. That's all it is. That's all politics are. And people spend 90% of their time worried about who's going to get into office and who's going to do this. And pretty much what you're doing is you're looking for someone else to fix your problems, and they're not going to do it. You will be waiting until you die for other people to fix your life. Now, I'm not saying that who gets into office doesn't matter at all. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's not important who runs our country, who runs your state, who runs your city. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is it doesn't matter who's in there. If you aren't willing to do the hard work in fixing yourself, if you're unwilling to do that, if you're unwilling to sacrifice, if you're unwilling to, hey, turn off the television, read a book, learn a skill, learn a trade, work long hours instead of hanging out on weekends, drinking at the bar, the work-life balance mentality. Let me tell you, if you want work-life balance, like I got a comment on a video that I made probably, I would say it's about a year ago now that I made this video. This guy was like, trucking 70 hours a week you work, that's not for me. Well, let me tell you, if you're somebody who wants to only work 40 hours a week and have work-life balance, you will never, ever become wealthy and financially free. You will never achieve that goal, ever. You will not do it. I will guarantee you that. Unless you get lucky and buy a lottery ticket or some anomaly. But for the most part, you're not ever going to be truly successful with that mentality of work-life balance. Again, it all comes back to personal accountability. Because this election just reminded me of, again, if you're waiting on people to change your life for you, it is never going to happen. You have to change your life. It's not going to happen. There may be some politicians that come along or people that come along that change policies that help the economy a little bit better, like cut regulation, cut taxes, things like that. Yes, that can happen. I'm not ignoring that. That is important. And I do think certain policies that are in place today are going to change in the future, because a lot of the policies that are in place today are not working. They're constricting the global economy. Okay? And I do believe that. Now, when is that going to happen? We may have to wait another 2, 3, 4 years maybe. We may be going through some really tough times over the next few years politically. We might. Economically. We might. Nobody really knows the future. But all I know is that if you take personal responsibility for your career, for your relationships, for everything that you're doing, your life is going to get better. Let me tell you, one of the best pieces of advice I ever got, I was watching a guy that I watch on YouTube. He owns a big insurance company. Some of you may know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to name names, but a big-time business person. And he said, look, if people would just turn off Netflix, turn off movies, quit watching and read, take a year out of your life. Okay, there's 12 months in a year. And say you're in the trucking business. Okay, you're in the trucking business. How can you improve your career in the trucking business? Well, I can learn about business. I can educate myself on all the different areas that make up a business. I can do that. Okay? Well, how do I do that? I read books on marketing. I read books on sales. I read books on accounting. I read books on finance. I read books on just money management, investing. Let's say you took 12 months and every month you read, let's say you read 2 books a month. That's 24 books a year. And let's say you divided it amongst each subject, marketing, sales, investing, money management, accounting, whatever it is, whatever subjects there are that make up a business. What if you divided it in, each quarter? 1 quarter, I'm going to read about marketing. 1 quarter, I'm going to read about sales. 1 quarter, I'm going to read about money management. 1 quarter, I'm going to read about X, Y, Z. You can see where I'm going with this. Let's say you read that many books over just a year. How much smarter, how much better will your knowledge be about the world? Will your knowledge be about those particular subjects? And how much more will that help your situation? Because the greatest asset, I talk a lot about investing in assets, not buying liabilities, all that, but your best asset is your mind. That's your most important asset, your mind. What do you know? Okay? What do you know? Because, this industry is a $1 trillion industry. There's plenty of money to be made. There is. But the truth is, only 10% of the people in this industry control 90% of the wealth of this industry. Well, how do they do that? Well, they know way more about the industry because they're educated than the other 90%. And it's that way in every single industry out there. It's that way in the world, period. 10% of the people control 90% of the wealth. Because why? They have 90% of the knowledge. It's that simple. And if you want to become part, instead of complaining about the 10%, because that's never going to change. You can't change who's in power, who controls your industry, who controls the world. You can't. You can never change that. No matter how much they tell you that you can go to a voting booth and change it, you will not be able to change it. That's the reality. How can you become part of that? See, I'm not trying to change the world. I'm trying to change my life and get into that top tier. That's what I'm trying to do. And that will never be taken away. That's not going to be taken away. You can do it. Most people will never achieve getting into the top 10%, the 1%. Most people will never get there, but this channel is about how to get there. How can an ordinary person get to that level? That's what this channel is all about. The Living Freed channel. I'm freeing myself from the slavery, the bondage of the government, of mega corporations. That's what I'm doing. And I believe anybody can do that with the right mindset. You can do that with trucking. You can do that with any industry. You could be a nurse and do that. You could be a doctor and do that. You could be a lawyer. Any basic field, you could do it. You could. 100% you can. Most people won't ever do it because they would rather do what? Work-life balance. They would rather have that. They would rather watch what's going on in politics. I just see a lot of that crap going on in this country. People, look, the media's job is to scare you. The media's job is to put you in fear and to keep you glued to the television and keep you in hopes of a change. And even if you get what you want, even if your side wins, do you really think anything's going to change for you if you do nothing with your own life? It's not going to happen. And I see people doing this all the time, putting their entire hope in life into what's happening with politics, you know, waiting for someone else to change their life, whether it's your boss, anybody. You know, again, like I stated, and I'll end with this. I'm using many examples to make a point. You decide, you dictate your future, period. You do. And people don't want to hear that because it doesn't solve their problems for them. Because people want, most people, and if you're offended by this, maybe I'm talking about you, I don't know. But if you're not offended by this, it's because you know this is true. You decide your future, you dictate your future. Just remember that. When you go to work this week and you're listening to me, you dictate your future. Nobody else. If you live in a developed country, like especially the United States, and no place else in the world do you have the opportunity to go from broke, homeless, to multi-millionaire, potentially a billionaire in this country. Anybody can do it. I can find you somebody who has come from the most screwed up situation and done exactly what I'm talking about. Most people don't do that, but it can be done. It is possible. It is. It has been done before. Okay? There are millionaires working at my company. I knew millionaires at Millis Transfer. I knew them. And all they did is work a job for 20 years and invested in their 401k, took all the matches, and just did that consistently over the course of their working lifetime, and bam, they're worth 7, some of them 8 figures. You know, they're older guys. They can do whatever they want. They can retire. And they keep doing this because they want something to do. You know, they don't even really need to work. And there's people like that at Crete. There's people like that at Mill. There's people like that at the companies that people think are so terrible. You know, there's guys at Swift who have been working there 20, 30 years, and they've reached the top of the pay scale. They're doing really well, believe it or not. So again, personal accountability is going to dictate your future. If you're willing to accept that, hey, I'm in control of my life, no one else, not a government, not the Matrix, okay, then your life's going to change. Your life is going to be better. It is. 100%. My life is better. When I realized, when I accepted, and I'm ending on this, don't worry, when I accepted the fact that I'm in control of myself, my thoughts, my actions, nobody else, my life changed right there. That was the biggest thing. So just remember that going into the week. Just remember that if you're somebody watching this way after I posted this video, you're in control of your life, no one else. So God bless. I will be posting some videos. If you liked this video, like the video, sub to the channel, follow me on Instagram, the link to that That's in the description below. Follow me, I'll follow you back. And I'm going to be doing videos going through Colorado, going through parts of Utah. So make sure you stay tuned for that and check out some of the other videos that are going to be popping up at the end of this one. And God bless and peace out.